In the middle of March, I have a meeting with Sir Olly and a senior member of his team. And this is after the point that I've been told that this summary document exists. I specifically ask to see this document and any decision-making audit trail around those judgments at the time. It was made clear to me that that information would not be forthcoming.
Who made that clear to you?
Sir Olly.
Right. And why?
I suppose I'd go back to, in the actual meeting, the specific reasons were not discussed, but I go back to the context at the time there was a lot of back and forth discussion about the status of how we would treat vetting information. I'd advised the Prime Minister that I would give him detailed advice once I'd seen the relevant documentation.
As a result of his refusal to hand over these documents, what happened?
I took the very unusual judgment that I should directly request the information from UK security vetting. And I did that because I go back to my responsibilities to discharge the humble address, which is a responsibility that is unique to me and I take very seriously. I felt that I needed to see some relevant documentation so that I could advise the Prime Minister as to whether we had fully complied and gathered the information that was available and within scope.
And what was Sir Olly's reasons for not handing it over?
I think his evidence to you on Tuesday very much reflects the nature of the conversations that we were having at the time. He would prioritise, I believe, and I can't talk about his judgments and decisions. I can only talk about my judgments and decisions, but I think he has set out his view to this committee. So my view is that due process was followed, and if I might explain why I believe that, it is because the process, as I've outlined to the committee, is that UKSV make a recommendation and the Foreign Office make a decision as to whether to grant DV. That is the process, and that is the process that is agreed with the Foreign Office. It took the time between the 25th of March and telling the Prime Minister on the 14th of April, and I truly believe that I acted as swiftly and effectively and appropriately as I could.
Sir Olly Robbins, in his evidence that he gave to this committee, said that there was a feeling of constant pressure in the Foreign Office around the need to get Peter Mandelson into his position. Do you have any kind of views on that? Were you aware, I appreciate you were in the Cabinet Office, but of this pressure that was happening at the time?
Was there any evidence, in fact, that was found? Things like call logs or emails in her doing her job? Did she come across anything?
I can't comment on events that I wasn't privy to. I wasn't involved at all, as I stated up front. As part of the humble address information gathering process, I've not seen any documentation that would formally confirm that level of pressure. But I must repeat, I'm only looking at information in the audit trail and the documentation that I've been given in relation to the humble address. I can't comment on the atmosphere at the time. I wasn't involved.